your Google Classroom. Of course, if you need a copy, I will have a copy for you too. So you go to your Google Classroom when you go home. Let me switch it to the right one. I want to remind you, some of you still get confused. We're going to be doing the pumpkin. So right now the pumpkin is there. I'm going to drag it now to the 6 weeks. Some of you, don't forget that the clock is going to be due by Friday. If you did not score if you scored poorly or you were not responsible during the weekend, there's 4 questions. I need them by Friday done. You should be able to see the work, do the work on your own, and especially yesterday was a good time to catch up on that one because you didn't have to really do a lot yesterday. Okay? The spider should already been in there. There's a video for the spider. There's never going to be a video for tests until we submit. Then I'll put a video in there so you can go see your mistakes. Today, right now, is the pumpkin. Okay? So this guy will be today's assignment, the pumpkin. Okay? I'll have a video here for you because I'm already recording it with you all. Questions? So today's, some of you like to go to a stream. You could do that too, but I prefer just going to the classroom and whatever's on the very top on the second 6 weeks, that's what's next. So today is the pumpkin. It's really easy. I mean, here we go. Let me move my face out of the way. I'll put it a little bit to the top right here. This will be my homework journal. So right here on the title, what should we put? Homework 6.3 start practice pumpkin. On every single page that you turn, I think I'm going to do a homework journal. I didn't want to do a homework journal because I like to do it off the board. Yes, ma'am. Delilah, come to Miss.
Homework what?
Gloria, Miss Doris.
Oh, okay, I know that.
On your homework journal, not notes, okay? On the top, put here star, whatever it says, practice 6.3. 6.3. Today's date is the 2nd. What are you waiting for, sir? And this is the pumpkin. So like you know. Now if I go to the next page, guess what? I put it again. If I go to the next page, guess what? I put it again. Why? So like that, Mr. Rivera, when he's checking your journals, I can really quickly spot what you're doing. Do you understand? Every time that you go to a new page in your homework journal, you need to retitle it so I can know that you're still working on that. Questions? Okay. Number 1, what is the value of this expression 5/8 times 30? Okay. Number 1, 5/8 times 30. That is my question. Yes or no? Facts. Okay. Facts. Draw an arrow. Those are still the facts. When it's something like this, I don't mind you doing that so you don't have to be recopying stuff. Okay? Strategy. When we multiply fractions, I already told you it has to be fraction times fraction. Delilah?
Real quick.
And there'll be a video teller, so in case whatever I'm doing, I'm recording already.
Okay,
Yeah.
how is she doing?
Let me stop it.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I just talked to the father. She's gonna start staying Mondays
Good.
and Wednesdays.
Yes.
She-
Recording, that's why. But I'll talk to you.
Okay.
So, guys, look, when we're multiplying fractions, they have to be fraction, fraction. If not, you cannot multiply fractions. This is not KCF either. It's multiplying fractions. Questions? So now I'm ready. Is this guy already in fraction form? Yes. So I'm just going to bring him down. He was nice to us. Put your dot for multiplying. Is this guy in fraction form? No. What do we put on the bottom? A 1. A 1. Can 0 ever be in the bottom? Never. That's the first thing I taught you. 0 can never be in the denominator. A 1. Now we're ready. Do we do KCF here? No. We do KCF in division. So we just Superman across, guys. Superman across. 5 times 30. I might go to the side. If I can do it mentally, 5 times 30, it's okay to go to the side. That would be 150. That goes on the top. 8 times 1 is 8. That is an improper fraction, so what can we do? Bottom out. So we go to the side again. And you see how I always like to go to the side? Put your decimal and start one place at a time. 1, is that enough for 8? Fill it up right here, guys. Now 15, is that enough for 8? Yes, 8 times 1 is 8. What's 15 minus 8? 7. Bring down the 0. And we have 70 next. 8 times what gives me 70? 8. 64. 6 is next. Bring down the 0. Now we add zeros, right? And we have 56. 8 times what? We have 60. 8 times what gives me close? 7, which would be 56. That's why I said 56. My brain was already. Huh? 56, my bad. 4. Bring down the what? 0. And it'll be what? 5. Now I know that my final answer is 18.75. $18.75. I box it. I will box around. And now I'm ready to see what choices I can choose. And I noticed that 48, that's really bad. 1 and 1/3, horrible. 12, even worse. However, this one has it in fraction. But what did we learn about the fourths? Those are the what? The quarters. So how many quarters there? 3, 25, 50, 75. So guess what? The answer is C. I go back to my homework journal so that I know what the answer is. So when you come the next day, in case you don't enter the answers at home, you're ready to quickly enter them here. The way I did number 1, that's why I get kind of disappointed with some of you. Look at them. It's the same what? Thing. The way I did number 1, you're going to go home and do number 2. Just a reminder, the fifths. What are the fifths in decimals? The 20s. This would be 7 point what? 20. This would be 1 point what? 80. Okay? Know those. That's why I told you. Questions with 1 and 2. Homework is number 2. Product means the result of a multiplication problem. So this is multiply. Do I leave space for number 2? No, because we're going to do now number 3. I'll do number 4. Number 4 probably might be tougher. Really, both of them are as easy as the other one. Number 4, what is the value of this expression? 22 times 0.75. What is the value of this expression? So I'm going to start with my facts. This is number what? 4. And it said, what is the value of what? You forgot? Let's see. 22 times 0.75. So the question is basically 22 times 0.75. That is my questions. And guess what? These are also the facts. When that happens, you can just do that. I am fine with that because there's nothing to think. They already told you, hey, go do that. That's why I don't mind, just there it is. I need to remember how to multiply, so strategy. How did I tell you to multiply decimals? Treat them like what? Whole numbers. Treat them like whole numbers first. And then count the decimal places. And right now, I'll explain what I mean in case you don't understand. You treat them like wholes and count the decimal places. You'll be getting very soon um, this guy for your notes journal. And it says just multiply regularly like wholes. Count the decimals means how many are in the decimal places. In this one, it has 1, 2, 3. This one has how many? 1, 2, a total of 5. So when I get my final answer, I need to move 5 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I mean. You did this in elementary. I will also give you as notes later on this one. This is what I'm trying to tell you here. You treat them like holes. Just line them up like holes. You don't have to even do this with, just line them like holes. Multiply like you always do with holes. And then go count how many are in the decimals place. 1, 2, 3. So what's the total? So the answer was 18,330. But since it's 3 of them, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 18.33 is the final answer. That's what I mean. And somebody did said, put the one with the most digits on top. I agree. We should always put the one with the most digits on top. Questions with multiplying decimals? Now let me do it. So which one would probably be the largest here? 75 or 22? 75. Well, if you treat it like wholes, because you're right, 22 is the largest because it's 22 wholes. You're right about that. But since I'm treating them like wholes, 75 would go on top, 22 would go on the bottom. Questions with that part? Joshua is right, or whomever said that, you're right. 22 is the largest because this one has no holes. However, because we're treating like holes, 75 is like the largest, right? Because we're treating like holes right now. Now we go 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 7, plus 1, 15. 150, cross out the 2, and put a what? 0. Cross out the 1 so you won't use it again. Now we start with the next one. 2 times 5, 10. Regroup over here. 2 times 7, 14 plus 1. 15. Why do we get the same thing? 150, 150. Because it's 2, 2. 0 plus 0, 0. 5 plus 0, 5. 1 plus 5, 6. 1 plus nothing, 1. The answer right now looks like 1,650. But now we need to count. It says count the decimal places. Did this guy have decimals over here? I don't need to worry about him. Does this guy have decimal places? 1, 2. I like to underline them. Now, your decimal right now is at the end because we're treating it like what? Whole numbers. But really, it wasn't a whole number because we had 2 decimal places. So now I'm going to go backwards how many times? 2. 1, 2. My final answer is 16.50 or 16.5 or any of those. I prefer money, so I'm going to leave it at 16.50. I will bubble around. The way I did number 4, you're going to go home and do number 3. The way I did number 4, you're going to go home and do number 3. Now, how do I enter this? So I will go to my computer. We did this one together. I will click on the box and punch in there 16.5. My bad. Or 50. It's up to you. The way I did number 4, you're going to go home and do number 3. Questions with the first 4 so far. The next one. I'm out of space. Me. I don't know about you. So now we never skip pages. You go to the back part. Don't skip pages. However, since Mr. Rivera is going to the new page, What should he do before he starts? Title again. Star 6 point what? 3E pumpkin. Okay. The most important thing to me will probably be the emoji because I will spot it quite quicker that way. Okay. Today's date is 10/2/24. Okay. And that's it. That's all you need. Now I'm ready to go. I'm doing number 6. A stack of 6 tokens has a height of 0.9 inch. What is the height of each token? Okay, this one is a story. We have to be careful. The question is, what is the height of each token? Let's check, sir. Number what? 6. What do they want? The height of each. That's so important. Token. Questions with that part? Facts. I need to read sentence by sentence. First sentence, a stack of 6 tokens has a height of 0.9 inches. Stack of 6 tokens equals what? 0.9 inches. So look, the stack of 6 tokens equals 0.9 inches. They want to know the height of one token. Each token means one token. So do you think that we should multiply or divide? Divide. Divide. Now here's the problem now. Am I dividing the 6 tokens or am I dividing the inches? The inches. Because we're trying to find the height. So guess who goes first? 0.9 divided by what? 6. We need to always know what am I dividing. I'm not dividing the tokens, I'm dividing the inches so I can find out the height of each token. Because if you put 6 first, it's going to be messed up. Now, how do I divide decimals? How do we divide decimals is, first of all, who's the first one, inside or outside? Inside. The first one is being divided, so he goes inside. The second one is outside. The first one is what's being divided, so he has to go inside because it's 0.9 divided by 6. So when we divide decimals, the one outside has to be a whole. So strategy is the outside has to be a what? A whole. Is the one outside a whole? So I don't have to worry about nothing on this one. Good. So the one outside is a whole. We're ready to go. Put your decimal up and we start like we always do. 0, is that enough for 6? 9, is that enough for 6? Yes. Times what? One on top, on bottom. What happens when there's a remainder? Put a 0. 30, is that enough for 6? Yes. 5. What's the height of each token? 0.15 inches is the height of each token. And it makes sense because it cannot be more than 0.90 because all together is 0.90. So it has to be something less because we're putting them in groups of 6. Do you understand? Whomever quickly knew was division, good job for that kid. Now, if you would have multiplied, you would have gotten the answer of, let me show you with a calculator so you can see fast. Just so you can see that it doesn't make sense. 0.9 times what? 6, 5.4. So how can it be 5 inches when the whole stack was not even 1 inch? It was 0. What? 90. So if you multiply, that's where the logical reasoning has to come in and say, hold on, if I decide to multiply, how can you multiply and say that one of the little stacks of tokens is 5 whole inches when the whole 6 was not even 1 inch? It was 0.90. 0.90 is not even 1 inch. Do you understand? So if you decide to multiply, go for it. But at the end, ask yourself, does it make sense that if I have a stack of tokens, let's pretend that these are the stack of tokens. This whole thing is 0.90. The whole thing is 0.90. But they only want one of them. Let's pretend that this is one of them. How can you say that one of them would be 5 whole inches when the whole thing was not even 1 inch? It was 0.90. It has to be something smaller than 90 cents. So is this smaller than 90 cents? Yes, that makes sense. 15 cents, 15 cents, 15 cents to get to the what? 90 cents. Do you understand? So if you think it's multiply, go for it. But right now, they gave me the total. The total was, look, 6 of them is already 0.90. Later on, I'm going to make you do a proportion. We're going to go like this later on. You can copy this. You're not going to do it now. For every 6 tokens, I will measure 0.9. Put this like this. For every 6 tokens, I will measure 0.9. Who is the 6 tokens? Put a T. Who is the 0.9? The inches. IN. This is called a proportion. Check it out. We're not going to do it yet. I'm going to just teach you how to set it up for now. They want to know the height of each token. What does the word each token mean in math? One token. So guess what we'll put here now? 1. Because instead of 6, we want what? 1. And 1 token I do not know, so we're going to call it X. That's the way you would set it up proportionally. Later on, I'm going to teach you how to solve that. So what I'm trying to teach you here is saying, okay, for every 6 tokens, it measures 0.9. For every 6 tokens, it's 0.9. But instead of 6 tokens, we only want what? 1 token to find out what 1 token measures. We don't know. Now we'll call it X. I will show you how to solve this later on. So later on, so like those kids are having trouble, if it's division or multiply, proportion will help you because he'll tell you what it is. As long as we know how to set it up. But I'll show you this later on. Don't worry. I'm just trying to already to throw it at you. Okay? The way I did number 6, you're going to go home and do number 5. Okay? Now let me ask you a question. If number 6 was a division, guess what number 5 would probably be? Division 2. Division, because I try to keep it that way. Let's go read to see if it's division. A package of 8 pencils costs 96 cents. So yeah, they already told you 8 pencils, 96 cents. They gave you the total already. Now look, what's the cost per pencil? They want to know the cost for what? 1 pencil. So it has to be what? Division. Now what are we dividing? The pencils or the money? The money. Because we want to know the cost of 1 pencil. That's going to be so important. I need to know what we're dividing. Okay? Question with number 5. So you have right now 3 questions. I need 2 more sets. Next page. Ready? You know what? I'll stop there. 6 questions for homework. You will not put submit. You will put finish later. I will grade it tomorrow. You're going to punch it in, and I will grade it tomorrow manually. So when you're punching it in, I'm going to go in there, start grading it from the computer, and then we're going to exchange journals. Every day we're going to exchange journals. And if you have a kid that does not have all the work the way I showed you, because that's why I take my time with the videos to show you what I expect. Number 1 better look like number what? 2. Number 4 better look like number 3. And number 6 better look like number 5. Tomorrow we're going to trade journals and we're going to look at all 6 questions. And while you're looking at all 6 questions, I'm going to grade from the computer. You'll see what I mean.
So one time I was doing one of those teacher made, and I pressed finish later, and it submitted.
No, that'll never happen. Look, finish later.
Zero. I mean,
You have to let it go until it loads. There. Now you can close it. Now you can close it. If you're gonna need a copy, let me know now so I can give you your copy already.